What's up, everybody? Or not yet everybody, but soon enough everybody. Got a high banker set up today, so we're going to be running a whole tractor bucket right there of some classified material that we ran through the Grizzly yesterday. So good dirt, but I want to see what's in there before we start dry washing it. It's still super wet. Josh, what's up? It's just me today. Connor had some business to take care of at home, so just me this morning. Hence why we didn't go last night. I was on the tractor all day yesterday getting our material classified down, so then we could start running that once it dries up. Tommy B, what's up, man? Patriot, what's up? Did you guys see the Canada versus US game? No, I did not. I don't even know when that is. I don't really watch sports because I'm out here doing this all the time and talking to you guys. But how did it go? I hope we won. I know I saw the female team won, but I didn't see anything else. I haven't really been on my phone. So anyway, for you guys just joining in here, I know I just told Josh, but I got a whole tractor bucket that I'm going to run through the high banker here today. Better than just a 5-gallon bucket test to see if there's any gold, but this is all classified material from the wash that we've been digging. Basically took the Grizzly yesterday, set the Grizzly up, ran a couple yards of dirt through it, and this is what we got. It's basically what you'd want to run anyway. So with the dirt, 2-1 US and overtime. Hell yeah. There we go. So is that gold medal for us? But yeah, this is the dirt that we're running. Being that it got classified through the Grizzly itself with the tractor, all that dirt, once it dries out and we're able to dry wash it, we won't be having to deal with such big rocks. I mean, even stuff like this didn't even get through. The Grizzly really helped classify all that down. So with this whole tractor bucket full of dirt, we're gonna run it through that. It's a lot of dirt. It's probably, I don't know, a quarter of a yard. I forget how much this bucket holds, but it's a lot of dirt. Josh, did I get the dewatering deck figured out yet? I have not got the dewatering situation figured out yet. I haven't really had the time. I guess I could have the time, but the whole plant's going to go on a rebuild again. Not that I really want to, but I think it's best to actually tear it down instead of going 2 boxes wide. Just put them in a line, help the velocity a little bit more. But yeah, it's going to take a couple guys to do that with more daylight than we have. So let's see. Harold, yes, we are doing gold. I got this whole tractor bucket here full of classified material that I ran through our Grizzly yesterday, and I wanted to test it, but being that it's still, I mean, extremely wet, I can't run it through the dry washer just yet. So I want to take a good sample, which I think a tractor bucket is sufficient enough for a sample, run it through the high banker here and see what we're pulling out of it. Barry, where's your partner? Connor is he's got the day off. He got the weekend off, actually. He had a couple things to take care of at home, so I came out and I was running the tractor pretty much all day yesterday, classifying dirt down in our 2 different dig sites. Dried it out. I'm trying to dry it out. It just rained last weekend pretty good. Soil's still pretty damp. And then all of the stuff that we've piled up got wet again. So it's been a battle for the past couple months, actually. Did you get it underground or you pump it in? Not a lot of choice with water. So Water-wise, we have a water station not too far down the road, and I've got a big 250-gallon cubie. I've actually got 4 of them out here, but we fill one up that we keep out for water purposes like this. We just fill up some buckets, put it into our totes, and that's how we end up running our water like this. And then for the wash plant, we fill all the cubies up and dump it in because it is about a 1,000-gallon tank. Is that drink OSHA approved? Yes, it is. Let's see, we could take care of this guy here. There we go. What's up, Josh? Taking our jobs. When did you get the tractor? That's Neil's tractor. So I get to use it to you know, find gold. Captain C.D. Kirk, what's up, brother? What are you doing today? So, as I was just explaining, I'm taking, probably start putting more of this in here, but all this dirt in this tractor bucket, I'm going to run through that high banker for a test to see how much gold is still getting pulled from that one area. This is a lot of dirt that was piled up. We did this a couple weeks ago. We were able to dry wash, actually. We were pulling some stuff. So a big full tractor bucket through the high banker. We should be able to have a pretty good test on our hands to see what we got. I guess the investment to try dry gold mine must be pretty heavy. That's why you're going with water, right? So I'm not really using the water because it's better in the desert, because clearly it's not. It's hard to find. Reason for the water right now is because the dirt is extremely wet still. I mean, you could just take it and make balls of clay with it. It's pretty bad. So it's not dry enough to use our dry washer with. That's why I'm using this. Not as fast as I would like it to, but that's what we got. Water is definitely more efficient, but that's I like the dry washer. I can move a lot more with the dry washer. What's a starter kit for panning my local rivers? Sluice Fox on Amazon makes a pretty good kit. It comes with classifiers, pans, snuffer bottle, basically everything you need. So snuffer bottle, gold pan, everything you need. Sluice Fox has those on Amazon. I've found are pretty good. I prefer to use this guy. This is really good for rivers. The Garrett Super Sluice. You can go on Garrett's website, pull one of these. They're relatively cheap. You could do dry or wet panning with it. This is the 15-inch pan, but that's just my go-to. I prefer that pan. It works really well for everything. East End Mafia, close to being profitable, or just do it as a hobby? So we do it as a hobby, but at the same time, we're working on bringing it to the next level. We have some stuff in the works. It's going to take a little bit of time. Everything takes time. I don't have the overhead to really dump a crap ton of money into this and try to come out ahead. So a little bit at a time. You know, fortunate enough to have this tractor to be able to help us find some good areas, move some dirt out of the way. The tractor's not really for digging, it's more for moving the material. But with certain attachments on the rear, we've got a grader box that helps us basically scrape away layers, push it off in the pile, and that's what I had done, was scraped away layers, put it in a pile. We also had our buddy Hiroshi, who has an excavator, come out, help us with a little bit of that, and then I basically took it all and ran it through a big ass grizzly that we got to classify the dirt down. Try to catch up here. Oh boy, Sherilyn's back. He is not here. He's got the weekend off. So I'm gonna keep running some more of this. I'll do a clean out here in a couple minutes. Nice thing with the high banker is I could actually put quite a bit of dirt through this thing. It's made for rivers, so you don't have to really be too easy on it. You can just kind of feed it, but it works. I prefer, like I said, dry washing. I can move a lot more material, but that's what you got to do when it's all wet in the desert. Maybe try to move you guys over this way a little bit. There we go. Had to kind of switch spots today. It was a little windy, so I'm trying to block the wind with that structure behind me. I got gold fever, nothing can help me but that yellow stuff. Yep, that's why we're here. How much money you make for a day? Kind of depends on what we're doing. If we're actually processing dirt, we can probably come up a couple $100 depending on how much we find and how much dirt we move. These past couple months have been really difficult. We've got a record number of rain here, and it's really kind of killed our operation when it comes to dry washing. So instead of being out there with the dry washer every single weekend and processing that dirt, we're having to play the waiting game and just kind of do what we can, basically prep ourselves for hotter months. Once the dirt does dry out enough, we can go in, start dry washing, and pull a lot. Everything that I did with the tractor yesterday was probably, I don't know, 10, 15 yards of dirt that I moved. And with all that dirt, it all got classified down to this level right here. So this is actually a full scoop from the classifying that I did yesterday. I thought that was a gold nugget. Well, this is what it came out to. They classified it pretty freaking well, man. Being that it's wet, it's easier to run with the water, but that's the material that we want to run through the dry washers. So the reason I did this with the tractor instead of, just basically shoveling out of a hole and through is because the rocks are heavy. Rocks are real heavy, and they're big. So you have, stuff like this, a couple of these add up, and, it makes shoveling a lot harder to put through that machine. So by classifying it, I've already done the hard work of getting all the heavy stuff out of the way, and now it's just this classified material. Yes, there is still some bigger rocks, but the whole plan is after we're done with one wash, we're going to completely smooth it over with all the rocks that got classified out. We will detect over everything again, just in case some nuggets may have, fallen out through the classification process. We will be able to go back and find nuggets, hopefully. If not, that means we got it all, which is cool. But running classified dirt is going to help us tremendously once we actually start to dry wash again. Probably should have been doing that from the start, but I mean, it's all trying to figure out the process and stuff. I mean, we didn't doing this now for going on 6 years. So it's all learning too, you know. We're trying different techniques, trying different stuff. It might not all work, but that's why we're here. I only use a sluice box. I would love to find 1 ounce a month. What's that, 42 an ounce? No, dentability right there. Yeah, it's $5 an ounce right now, which is pretty good. Are you doing surface search with the metal detector? Yeah, so basically our process when we dry wash has came to do a baseline with the detectors. We run over it, see if we can find anything pops, sweet. Then we'll go through, take a layer off, run it through the dry washer, and then that next layer down, we detect again, try to pull out any of the bigger size nuggets. And then we just continue that process as we do our dry washing. And it actually has yielded a good amount of nuggets with the detector. So they're here. It's, you know, sometimes they're a little deeper, but it works. And it's cold still, so my hands are going to be freezing today. What's up, Ed? How's it going, buddy? Connor's not here today. He's, I gave him the weekend off. That's just me. But, thanks for stopping in and saying what's up, man. Always enjoy seeing you here. Basically what I was just telling people is I got this whole tractor bucket full of some classified dirt that I classified with the Grizzly yesterday, and I'm going to try to run all this through there and see if we can pop anything. Give it a couple more minutes here and I'll do my first clean out on this. See if we got anything so far. No, it's not a whole lot, but damn, it's cold. So, anyone else that had just joined in here, we're running some dirt through this machine. This is called a high banker. What it does is you put dirt in, goes through, falls out, dirt gets washed off by the water, and then it runs through this here. I'll show you guys when I clean out. There's a matting in here that helps catch the gold as the dirt and water flow over it, basically making low pressure pockets underneath, and from there that's what helps trap the gold inside. Not my preferred method of prospecting, but with the dirt so wet, this is the way we have to do it. Ever had decent payday from this, sir? It's hard to get into. We actually had pretty good paydays. I think the best day we've had just from dry washing was I think it was a 3 gram day with the dry washer, and then a couple of grams with the detector. So I think all in all that whole day was 4 or 5 grams gold, which we've held on to. We haven't sold anything yet, so it's just gone up in value. But this whole wash, just from our standard dry washing that we started there with, we ended up pulling, I think, 13 grams from it, and that's with nuggets and stuff like that too. So pretty good. You set up the system well. Yes, if it was easy, everyone would be doing. Yes, Ed, you are correct. This is not an easy hobby by any means. And it's also not a how do I, you got to be kind of knowledgeable on your land too to really kind of find where the stuff is. Like, yeah, you can go out and find it, but there's a lot of research that goes into this to find where gold could be. You want to go where gold's been found before. I do say it a lot, but gold prospecting clubs are definitely the way to go to start off. I mean, yeah, they're hit. They look like, you know, war zones, but the reason they're still there, people are still finding gold. So if you want to get into something like this, you can go join yourself a prospecting club, GPAA, GSSN. There's a whole bunch of them throughout the country that you can go to. But you join that club, get yourself whatever machinery you need. Honestly, this is the best way to start. Just pan. You'll find it. It's there. You just got to dig for it. A lot of work. A couple more. We'll call that good. We'll clean this up here in a second after that runs through. Hey Ed, I think we got to do a another episode together. What do you think? Catch up a little bit. Yeah, absolutely, Ed. Sherilyn, yes, Connor is at home. Ed, yeah, give us a shout. Neil will be back in April. So the whole month of April, Neil will be here. We'll be out here. Hopefully we get some dry weather. If you're in town for that, in that month, let us know, man. We got more than enough room for you. We got, might not have all the amenities, but we got some. And we got gold here too, so it'd be fun to come out and do some prospecting with you. That'd be a lot of fun, man. All right, I'm gonna kill this. Oh yeah, there's that chunky black sand. Don't like doing that. I think it's almost time for a new hoodie, huh? So I'm gonna run the miner's moss first, just to see what that has picked up. So for those of you who don't know what miner's moss is, this is miner's moss. It's just basically kind of looks like ramen noodles almost, right? So it's just enough for the water to go through, but it also will catch bits of gold and a lot of rock. You can see some of that rock still sitting in there, but that's what miner's moss does. It catches that stuff first as it goes through, and then it runs through the rest of the box like a safety net. How's your guys' schedule for May? I have the 12th, 19th, and 16th open for Tuesday night hangout. Let me get with you again. Send me an email, and I'll get with you on that. We could figure out a good schedule for that. I'll have to look. My calendar's on the phone, which is doing this right now. So send me an email, we'll get together, we'll figure it all out. Okay. I'm trying to keep up. Usually I got someone else standing here reading this for me, so I'm kind of doing both at the same time. Maybe noodles work. Yeah, until it gets too hot and then you're actually getting dirty noodles. So this is what that miner's moss caught. That's just in that miner's moss. So check this first. Afterwards, then we're gonna rinse the rest of that dirt out of the box that's caught up in there, and then we will pan out the matting, which I know some of you guys have been wanting to see what that looks like. Just one small little flake in that, nothing, you guys couldn't even see that. All right, now for a little extra water to that. So this is the matting that we use. It's a little beat up, but so you can see how they're all aligned like that, right? So as the water is going over this, you're getting stuff trapped in here, whether it's rocks or black sand and gold. So as the water's going over, it's creating a low pressure right here, and that low pressure is where that gold's going to sit. And then in these pockets, that's what this matting is for. So that's smaller compared to some of the other stuff that we use, but that stuff works really good. We need to replace that mat. It's pretty old, but it still works, so I can't complain too bad. I'm actually going to build a bigger version of this, but use that Dream Mat. Dream Mat more for cons and stuff. It helps clear out that black sand, and I also have bigger mats, and it's also going to be wider. It's going to be more efficient to run this gold, so or the dirt for the gold. This guy's small. It does its job. There's a lot of black sand. So this is what gets caught in that matting. The black sands, the rocks, the gold. A lot of black sand in this, which is good. It can just be extremely difficult to get out sometimes. So what I like to do is, when I pan, I go to the top and see how it's just black sand now, and then show you at the bottom. Bottom's got some black sand, but then you get a lot of this the lighter stuff. So when you get that lighter stuff, this bottom part of the pan is actually for cleanup. So you take it, slight rinse. You'll be able to see if any gold has fallen off to the backside. But that helps me actually get rid of some of the bigger stuff. It's a little more meticulous, but it helps when I go to actually use the snuffer bottle and get the gold out. I don't have to deal with as much black sand afterwards. I've also got a bucket that's down here by my feet that I'm dumping pretty much. I like to keep the black sand. So we keep the black sand because you can mix it with white vinegar, and it'll actually, if there's any gold that's been basically basically black sand will hide the gold, and then basically discolors it and it makes it look like black sand when it's really not. So the gold, the white distilled vinegar will actually break down that stuff off the gold, and you'll find more gold with it that route. Just one little flake again. But I didn't even really run that much. Nothing to even jump up and down about. And this is why I prefer to dry wash. Dry washing is I wouldn't say it's not more efficient than water, but it takes less time to produce more gold, I guess, if that makes sense. All right. So a lot of stuff likes to get trapped underneath the matting too, so that's what I just did. I just turned the water on to clear out the bottom, and then I just pan that too. I do it in steps instead of doing it all at once. This way I can see in the system where the gold is being trapped at. So look, you know, a little piece up here, a little piece in there, and then if there's anything underneath that matting from in here, then I know stuff is getting underneath the matting too, which hopefully there's nothing underneath this, but we're good on that. So I typically don't even do that many times, but it's fine. All right, let me turn this back on. I'm gonna have to check that generator here in a minute. Thing's been running for about 35 minutes, so it's probably gonna have to get refilled with some fuel. I'll just keep a little classifier. I know you can't really see it that well, but down there, keep a classifier just to catch all that rock, and then I dump it into this bucket. That's what I've been keeping. Just in case something's bypassed, I can take that bucket at the end. And then either pan it or rerun it through the machine, see if anything is bypassed. Maybe heavier nugget just rolled down the way and fell into that, but at least I have a little bit of a safety catch right there. Cleanup 2, beer number 2. Sherilyn, this is Connor. All right, let me try to catch up on a little bit of chat here while that's running. Now the screen's wet and it's doing weird things. Greetings from the land of fruits and nuts. Don't know where that is, but this is we're actually out in Arizona here. We're northwest Arizona. A lot of placer gold out here. They're also a lot of lode gold too. Mainly placer, but there are quite a few hard rock mines out this way too. When I say placer, I mean that's where you're able to just dig into the ground like this and pull gold straight from the gravels and the dirt. That's placer gold. Then you got lode gold, which is trapped in the rocks, and you usually need to crush the rock or use chemicals to get it out. We do have a hard rock mine. Still waiting on BLM to give us the key. Don't have that yet. I'd like to get in there. It's a pretty big mine. Abandoned, not, I wouldn't say abandoned, but it was shut down in the 40s during World War II and never reopened. So there's still good gold in there. I think the one shaft goes back like 1,300 feet or something like that. So you need some equipment to even get that far back, because you're going to start losing oxygen back there. But gotta make sure it's safe, dude. You know, we don't want to go in there and not come back out, because that would suck. The land of chrysocolla, turquoise, and gold. Absolutely. Some agates too. Marvin, you are correct. Oh, what's up, Neil? There we go. Hey, so Neil, I got a tractor bucket full of shit that I'm going to run. This is everything that I got classified. So you can see the Grizzly worked really freaking well, man. This is everything that it came through. It's really, it's gonna be nice with the dry washer. It's gonna be less backbreaking, if you will. So I'm excited once this stuff starts to dry out, but it's still doing that mud ball thing, which isn't fun. At least the header piles won't be just completely gigantic. They'll be pretty small now. It'll just be a lot of tailings. And for any of you that are wondering, anything that's falling off here is still getting caught in here, so this also can get ran too. So I'm doing a lot of recovery. So if anything gets missed from here, it's landing in here, which isn't lost. So the system that it's running off of takes more steps to find anything lost. Hopefully it's being ran efficiently enough through this where we don't find anything. Very rarely do we find stuff in the box in the tote here, but it happens because you never know. You could have a bigger nugget that rolls off that way, doesn't fit in here, doesn't get trapped in there, could be in there. So we check everything just to be safe. Once I get that other high banker built, we'll be able to actually push a lot more dirt through it too. So I just got to come up with a better system for catching the water and whatnot. Might make a little small dewatering station out of it. That would work. Don't need nothing crazy. Yeah, well, we'll find out later. If it is a 2-ounce nugget, I would, that'd be sweet. I don't know if you know what a 2-ounce nugget looks like, but it's definitely not in there. 2-ounce nugget's like that, dude. It's fat. It's like a golf ball. Thanks, Marvin. Appreciate it, man. I can hear the generator back there gasping for fuel, so I'm gonna let this run for a second. I'm gonna go put some more fuel in that. If you got some questions, I know Flash has definitely got some answers, and then Newland here's got some answers too. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. just kidding. I didn't need 5 minutes. I didn't put you on. About a third of the way through that, kind of, maybe a quarter. It's a lot of dirt. I wish I didn't fill the bucket as much, but whatever. I went out this morning, did a little metal detecting. Didn't find anything, but weirdly enough, there was a pretty big mule deer buck out here, running right over the hill. That was pretty cool. How do you get the water, says Robert. Robert, so there is a water station probably 3/4 of a mile down the road. I've got big, behind the bush, we've got a bunch of 250-gallon cubies that we fill up with water, bring over here. I've got one that sits, that we fill up just to keep water like this, just in case we need to pan or stuff like that. I don't have to worry about filling up little jugs. I have a whole big thing there. There's gold in them there hills. Yep, sure is. A lot of it too. Just gotta get to it. We're working on it though. So if anyone just got here or has been sitting here for a little bit and doesn't know what the hell is going on, I'll tell you. We're looking for gold with this here machine. That is a high banker, and I've got a whole tractor bucket that I've been putting the dirt from into that. So this tractor bucket is all classified dirt. Got a big grizzly, basically a grizzly. If you ever see like construction sites on the road, they got that big old metal frame looking thing. They're dumping rocks through it to separate it. That's what a grizzly is. It's called something else, but we call it a grizzly. So I got one of those. I classified all this dirt down to this classification here. So when we go to actually run this with a dry washer, we're not picking up extremely big rocks with shovels or making it harder on ourselves. We can actually just have one big pile of dirt there and just basically straight through the machine and not have to worry about it. Oh, Be Real's here. What's up, sir? Thank you. I don't know if I could do that. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. There we go. Got it. You can do that on the live stream now. Did it give it to you? Let's see. Yeah, you're moderator. There we go. They're cold, Neil. I can only finger fuck it so much. It did freeze last night. Had about a 1/4-inch thick sheet of ice sitting in the tote. I filled this all up last night. I was going to do this last night, but it got pretty cold. So I decided I wasn't going to freeze my fingertips off, and I'll just do it while the while the sun's out. Yeah, fucking pussy hurts. I get it. Had to refresh. There we go. Nah, there you got the shield now. You're good. Save the water. Yeah, there you go. Somewhere in Arizona over yonder. Yep, exactly. Somebody on dirt schools out there. Big rock. We got some visitors. They don't know they're on live stream, but some guys on a dirt bike over looking at our the old Pony Express building over there. God damn. Yes, Ed, this is all private property here, not a claim. Hence the tractor. Jesus. That's what I told you, Ed. We can come out here. We got the amenities, kind of. Might not be a good place to take a shit, but I prefer the view in the open air. Neil was nice enough to get a porta potty last time we had the outing, so that was nice. Trying to run a little more dirt through this next part just because this thing needs a lot more material to run through it than just, you know, maybe a 5-gallon bucket worth. That's why I got this whole tractor bucket here. You gotta put more dirt through this because you can't really find a lot of gold with a little bit of dirt unless you're on a really, really good area. But is that the area they have some silver in their cons? I'm not sure if... I haven't found any silver, at least out here. We might have, but I don't really know what silver really looks like in the raw form. Found some meteorite though. California Cop Watch looks like Joshua Tree area. Absolutely. Joshua trees everywhere. There's one that's, I don't know if you can really see it. It's down in the wash over there. It's right, that guy. That thing is probably 15 to 20 feet tall, and it's just got branches everywhere. That thing's probably 1,500 years old. The thing is huge. Joshua trees take an extremely long time to grow too. I think within their first 5 years they can get, I think they grow a max of 6 inches a year for the first couple years, and then after that it drops down to like 3 inches a year. So if you do the math on certain Joshua trees, ones that are about 8 foot tall are roughly 95 to 100 years old, and then they don't start to actually branch off until they hit adolescent years. Fun fact, I was actually interested, so I went and looked it up. They're pretty cool. They're really cool trees, and they also hurt a lot. Trust me, I know. I also believe they're a variant of a yucca plant as well, from what I've read. I don't like yuccas though; they're not as cool. Joshua trees are badass. They actually really photogenic as well. I've taken some pretty cool pictures out here with. We actually can see the Milky Way out here, even though we're an hour and a half away from Vegas. We can still get a little bit of light pollution, but we still get pretty good Milky Way shots. What is he doing mining? Joseph, yes, kind of. Basically, what I'm doing is, this machine is a high banker. We put dirt through this, sends it down this riffle, and it will separate the dirt from the gold. And then we pan it out and see what we get there, you know? Yucca roots taste good like potato. I'm gonna leave that to you. I'm not gonna, no thanks. Dwarf Sagittarius Galaxy. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that. Not the Milky Way. What are you talking about? Maybe, I don't know. I look for gold. I'm not an astronomer. Hello from Ukraine. Ukraine. Hello from Arizona. Do you own the land? I don't own the land, but that guy just commented after you does. But you got approval, or at least I think we do. I'm actually really looking forward to dry washing this on how light this stuff is. It's gonna be real nice. I'm gonna push the rest of that over, so I'm gonna get the rest of that. That's about a third of the bucket. I'm gonna run the rest of that through, and then we'll clean that out. I might have to actually refill this with some water as well, because it's getting pretty gross. I don't think that's gold, but this was just sitting on the top of the next scoop. I don't think that's gold. It's not shiny enough. Let's see if it tastes like gold. That's way too... That's way too yellow. It's not sticking to the magnet. But it doesn't look like gold. That's really weird. Look at that. It looks like gold, but I don't think that's gold. I'm gonna put that off to the side over here. That's really, really, really weird. It's yellow, but it's not. It doesn't have that gold look. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, I guess you guys can't really see what the fuck I'm doing, huh? There we go. That's better. I had the camera turned the wrong way. What? If it shatters, it's not gold. It wasn't. It wasn't. I bit it. It bent. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's not gold. It's flaking apart. Ah, the weird thing is I don't have anything yellow. The tractor's orange, so it's not from the tractor. And I don't have anything yellow that it would have been a piece of. If you find any giant nugs, I put it there for keepsake and lost it. Return to me. She's fine. Yeah, I'll make sure I do that. Doesn't gold have different shades depending on the carats? Gold has different shades depending on the purity of the gold too. So more pure gold is going to be more of a gold color, and then you're going to have gold that's less pure that's going to have a different color as well. I think the stuff that we find out here is 92% from what I was told by another guy who does a lot of prospecting out here. And the reason he knows is because he finds enough of it to actually bring to a refinery, and they're the ones who gave him the count on it. Sorry, Ed, I'm trying to keep up on chat and do this and talk to myself, and it's a lot without Connor here. I even called him and told him I'm doing a live stream, and he's like, oh, okay. Didn't even want to jump on as a moderator. But his dad did buy a brand new razor, so I think they're going out to do that today. Wow. All right, almost through this part. Hope we see a little bit more color this time around. There's put a lot more dirt through it this time than the first go around, so. All right, so after I'm done with this cleanup and I pan everything out, I'm gonna have to get some more water, put some more water in that, scoop out some of that dirt to clean it out a little bit because it is filthy. Water's a fucking mess, dude. All clean. There we go. All right, let that run through for a second here. And clean this up. Probably just take the damn sweatshirt off at this point. Not that cold anymore. Freaking mess, dude. All right, let's see. What's behind door number 1? gonna go kill that generator real quick so I'm not wasting fuel. Okie dokie. Let's see what we got in the Miner's Moss. Oh, this is a nice little thing to have, a little fish tank net cleaner. That thing works really well. Get all the organics out, you know. All right, let's see. Some chunky black sand in that. That's a good sign. Oh, there's a nice chunky piece right there at the top. That's good. Nice. Got a little piece of the top right. There we go. Like I said, you just got to run a little bit extra material through this thing. And that's how you're going to find it. All right. All right, so one little piece out of the Miner's Moss that was caught. Might be a little harder to see there. Right there at the top. Just a little guy, but that is just from the Miner's Moss here. So this that's what caught inside that. Are we done yet? No, we still got to do the matting itself. And then we will see what we got in that. I'm going to suck that up. I don't have an empty snuffer. This one has gold in it from our dry washing. So at the end, I'll actually pour this out into the the pan and show you everything that we have in this snuffer, but I don't know if you can see. You can see some of that gold sitting in there, right? See that in there? There's gold in there. Good amount of it too. So we just keep it in the snuffer and just let it kind of pile up. All right, let's get that one stuff. And then okay. So for you guys who missed the first cleanup, here is the matting. This is what sits in that box. See those riffles? That's where the gold is going to get trapped in, along with the black sand and the other heavy material. But this is the matting that we use for our high banker. It works really well. It looks like a mouse might have chewed on it a little bit, but it's all right. No big deal. I have to clean that too. All right, let's see what we got in the matting. Hopefully a little bit more. So that's everything. Oh, try to get a little bit more water out here. That's what the matting produces in the pan, right? So classifies it down even further, and hopefully caught a bunch of gold that was sitting in there. A bit of pan fat. A lot of black sand in this. So again, I like to go over the top with the water, bring down all that light stuff to the bottom part of the pan, get some of these bigger rocks out of the way. And then I use the bottom part, which is the cleanup side, to get rid of that stuff. And then I continue to go. Reason I do that instead of just getting all the dirt and keeping it in the pan is because if well, not if, but when there's the gold sitting there, it's easy for me to just snuff her up, and I don't have to fight all the black sand and then clean it up further later. It's an easier process. It takes a little extra time, but I'd rather take the extra time to get a cleaner snuffer bottle than a dirty one. Then when it comes time to weighing the gold, it's also easier because you're not fighting all that black sand.
There's a little piece in there. Get rid of that.
Saw one little flake, so that's good.
Oh, that's a nice piece. Couple good ones in there. Yep. There we go. All right. There we go. Yep. Got a little picker in that one. That's nice. All right. There we go. Just two little pieces up in there. But that's a nice little chunky piece right there. I could actually... Yeah, that's a picker right there, bud. Right there. Nice little chunky piece. Like that. So... put that in the snuffer. Snuff the other one up. Okay. I do have to change this water out, so it's going to take me a minute to do so. But I still got quite a bit of dirt left, and I ain't done yet. So let me get this water changed out real quick because it's just full of crap. I want to actually fill that tote back up, get some of that sediment out, because I have been using the classifier to get some of that water out, but all that classified material has been getting stacked inside that bucket. So I gotta raise this bucket up, get that out of there, and watch me do it, because then you can see that process too. Out of the way. So this is what I've been using to catch everything falling out. It's just I think this is 1/8 inch. Is it written down on here? No, because I'm stupid. Oh no. Yep, 1/8 inch. This is 1/8 inch classifier. So everything's just been falling through this, and I've been collecting it. The heavier stuff putting into this bucket so then it can get ran again, just in case there was some stuff that fell off the end that got caught. And then I use this milk crate with a couple bars in it over the top. And this is what we use to power it. It's just a basically a sub pump. Just use a sub pump. I plumbed it up to the box here, just so it makes it a little easier to run or power this thing, because we were using a one of them little guys, little like bilge pump, and that thing just didn't want to get clogged a lot, and it didn't push out enough. So this thing pushes out more than enough water for me to run that material, and clearly it's catching gold, so that's good. Well, that's fun. I put the scoop up there. Okay. Yeah, that's all That's all set. Every last bit of that. Okay. Well, now that my feet are fucking filthy, put that back in. Let me go grab some more water. Shortcut. One more. Okay. Put that back in. That back in. Roll that down. All right, now I just got to turn the generator back on and we'll get back to it. Okay, so that's back in. Turn that on for a second. Oh, no. Okay, fine. That. All right, let's run some more damn dirt. Oh, one more thing. I'm out of jet dry, so I got to use a little bit of Dawn. So jet dry is a key element for this. You need to, it helps break the surface tension of the water so that, because gold will float, believe it or not. So if the gold floats, the jet dry helps it not float, if that makes sense. All right. I think we'll be able to get through all of this. I got pretty much half a bucket done, half a tractor bucket done with one, so I think I should be able to get the second one done, or the second half of the bucket, without having to redo the water situation. I might have to add a little more, but that's not that big of a deal. Let's see what chat's got going on. Looks like Flash has got it. PA is here. What's up, dude? Yeah, a lot of black sand. Enough that we keep it. Keep all the black sand. I'm gonna reprocess this stuff to separate it just down to black sand. Reason being because it's still got a lot of other crap in there. So when we run this through a smaller tool, or just rerun it through this, we collect all that black sand, we keep it, and then we soak it in vinegar, and hopefully that there, after we soak it in the vinegar, produces a little bit more gold that might have been hiding in there. Helps break down any dirt that might have been on some of the gold, or any black sand that might have tarnished the gold. That helps pull it away and finds, from what I was told, 30%, but you got to do the math on that. I'm also going to try something different here. I got the pan floating here, so anything that might fall off instead of rerunning it, let it sink. That should hopefully keep some of that other stuff falling into place. And then if it catches it in there, then I could pan it kind of as we go and see if anything is falling into there or falling into the backside. It's like a lot of this stuff, like that might look like a rock, but it's actually just a clay ball. So that stuff needs to get broken up and re-ran back in, but once it falls into this water, it'll saturate and then it'll break itself down. So I'm not too worried about that. But that's one of the reasons we can't dry wash this right now, is because it's so dense. Because of the rain, those clay balls don't break up. And that's why people say water is more efficient for finding gold, because like when you have stuff like that with those clay balls, that water is going to break it down, and if there's gold trapped in that clay ball, it'll process it through, compared to a dry washer where you have to manually kind of grind that into the hopper itself. So that's why people say gold water is better for finding gold, which it is. It absolutely 100% is, but I prefer the dry washer method. I can process more. Even if you lose a little bit out the front end, it hasn't gone anywhere. You can rerun it and find it again. This is the stuff that's falling off the back end of the high banker into this pan. And you can see it's basically all just really big rocks, so that's why I'm not super concerned about the stuff off the back end, but we are going to double check it. You never know, because sometimes gold sticks to some of those rocks, especially when it's wet. Nope. Super small flakes. I mean, you can't even see them. They're so tiny. So they're there, but we keep it, we rerun it, and that's how you produce more gold. You just rerunning your classified materials or your cons or whatever you want to call them. Edgar's here. Got our crow, came back to say what's up. I haven't fed him today, I gotta feed him. Well, it looks like Ed and Be Real have been handling chat here, and Neil. Oh, I think I might have came up with a good idea for the wash plant name. The Sluicinator. What do you think? Mojave Mineral Miners, where in the Mojave are you? North, if that makes sense. What's up from Britain? What's up, man? Are you in Joshua Tree National Park? No, absolutely not. It looks like it because of all the Joshua trees. There's probably more Joshua trees here than in the Joshua Tree National Park. There's a good example of a clay ball that we find out here. That was actually pretty dry compared to the rest. Oh. I think what I'm going to do after I'm done with this little section here is I'll clean this out, and then this bucket that I've been dumping all those all the stuff from the classifier into. I'm gonna rerun that, see if anything has popped out, just to test, and then I can get rid of that and then start again. Alrighty tighty. I'm going to clean this out real quick. Hopefully we're getting some more stuff here. Halfway through the tractor bucket. Okay. Everyone who does this panning in the river, you guys got it way better than we do in the desert. You can actually see what the hell's going on with the clear water. I got this muddy ass shit I gotta deal with. Super, super, super fine. Nothing like the last one. I think that was more, like I said, a lot more material has to get run through this thing to really see what you got. So I think instead of doing that and wasting time, we'll put this off to the side and we'll start filling that next one, and then I'll have cons for later on. That's better. Much better. All right, let's plow through a little bit more of this tractor bucket here. I actually want to find some stuff, you know what I'm saying? So a huge difference between how I'm doing this compared to what we usually do on dry washing is I would have already been through 3 of these tractor buckets already with the dry washer just by shoveling. So you can find a lot more gold in a less amount of time dry washing them with water. But being that the dirt is still so wet out here, just testing this with one bucket from what I classified with the tractor from yesterday. I mean, it's showing it's still there. So by the time the dirt dries out enough for us to actually run with the dry washer, we should be seeing quite a bit, especially with our new dry washer coming soon. It'll be a lot of be able to process a lot more dirt in a smaller amount of time. And hopefully with that, the new dry washer is supposed to be pretty good for damp soil. It's supposed to have a heating element through the blower itself to help dry out the dirt as it's tilting through. So hopefully we'll see, we'll have better chances with moist dirt than wet dirt. I think what I found on, well, my wife found it on the Mojave County website was this area that we were in got about anywhere between 1.5 inches to 3.5 inches of rain over last week. So saturated the ground pretty good. It sucks because we were doing pretty well with the weather. It was staying around 75, so it was drying the dirt out little by little each day, and then it just completely, we're done. So we'll get there. We might be out here in the summertime at 110 degrees just having to run some of this stuff. But that's part of it. Keeping cool, hydrating, and staying out of the sun is going to be a big element for us to do that. But I think with being able to classify all this material down with the tractor first and then run it through the dry washer, we should be able to run a lot more than we've been used to running. So the size classification that I ran this all this dirt through with the tractor here, I actually got it right here. I attached this to the Grizzly. It's 3/4 inch expand. That is the size that was being able to be let through. So anything bigger than that would fall off and help classify the dirt down to that size. So yeah, we're still gonna have some of the bigger rock to deal with later on with a dry washer, but it won't be boulders and big rock like that. So I think we're going to be sitting pretty good once this dirt dries out with the dry washer, and we're going to be doing that on live stream too. I am in the works of putting together a full-length video. It's just taking me a little bit of time because I'm still in need of some footage that I haven't been able to get yet because of certain elements. But if you guys haven't subscribed, you like what's going on here and you want to see some of our actual put together videos and enjoy watching some lives and shorts and stuff like that, give us a little sub, you know, give us a like, sub. We try to do this every weekend. This is a weekend thing, you know, we're out here during the week. We work during the week, we have full-time jobs. When I mean we, for those of you who are new here, I just have someone standing here next to me reading chat and interacting. His name's Connor. For those of you guys who've been here before, you know who he is. But that's usually what we're doing. We do lives on the weekends, and then we still film and put out regular YouTube videos as well. It does sound like that generator needs more gas though. Well, sorry I haven't really been up on chat and I've been doing all this, but my moderators have definitely been doing a good job from what I can tell. Yeah, what Neil just said here, I don't know the question behind that one, but yeah, placer operation. The more we can run, the more you're gonna get. It's not like load gold where you're pulling from the rock and breaking down the rock itself. Joe OG, why are you working alone? I gave my partner the weekend off. He had a couple things he needed to take care of at home. My basic thing for this weekend was to use this tractor here to classify down a lot of material that we have stacked up, get a lot of the big rocks out of the way, in turn to dry out the dirt because the dirt's been extremely wet, and then to also have it ready for the new dry washer that's coming soon. So once that dry washer gets here, that dirt should be dry enough to then process. But I have yards of dirt stacked right now, yards of dirt. So I don't know, Neil, if you know how much this tractor bucket holds, but I can't tell you how much dirt that I moved this weekend, but we're stacked for a while. Our old dig site is completely ready to go. I actually did start a little bit on the new dig site. I processed some of that dirt through. Quarter yard, that's what I thought, about a quarter of a yard. So, so every 4 buckets put through that thing, yeah, there's, I'd say I have at least, the first dig site, probably 8 yards of dirt over there, and then over here probably 4, because I only spent a little bit of time over there, probably about an hour. So we got a lot of dirt to process here in the coming weeks, and a lot of gold to find. So we will be doing that on live stream. Like I said, I am putting out a long form video. I haven't done one in about a year, which is kind of sucks, because I really do enjoy editing those videos and putting them out to you guys and seeing what you're doing. But so you're saying we're set up? Yes, Neil. We I'll send you some pictures after the live stream. We got a lot. I smooth out a lot of the dirt, so it's also, once we're done doing all this, we are ready to reclaim as well on the other side. I smoothed out a lot of it, so it's just going to be basically taking the big rock with the rake and just kind of spreading it out again. We'll be good to go. Second dig site, I worked a little bit on it. Got more to do, but we got a lot more on the one side. So once that thing gets here, we're good to go. And that particular dig site gets sun the whole day, so hopefully that dries out a lot faster. But there's two big ass piles. I knocked a little bit down. This is where this dirt's coming from, is the first dig site, whole bucket full from the classified material. But then when I tell you guys about, you know, the moist dirt, this is what it's doing. It's clumping together. So you can't really run that through a dry washer. You're not going to be able to separate all that dirt properly through a dry washer. That's why we're doing this with the water system right now. Waiting on a large sluice, Joe? No, I have a large one. It's sitting back over there behind that Josh tree. You can't really see it right now, but that one is in rework. It needs a lot of it needs a little bit more care. We had it set pretty good, but the biggest issue was we were losing, we're building up in the ponds, kind of like what's going on here. I'm having to remove the dirt from the water, and with having to do that, it stalls the process. So we had a dewatering station set up where the dirt would hit it and it was vibrating and sending the tailings off, and then the water was falling through. Well, the issue that happened was I've got 1/4-inch punch plate on the bottom, then I had this 120 mesh stainless steel screen on top of that, which worked really well, but the edges were folding up and stuff was getting underneath. So then we decided to sandwich it with 1/8-inch punch plate, and once we put the 1/8-inch punch plate on, it wasn't folding over from that, but then the smaller sediment rocks were building up on the inside of it and then bowing it, pushing all the water to the side rails and shooting it straight off. And we ended up losing about 250 gallons within 15-20 minutes. So the dewatering needs to be reworked. That's our biggest issue. Also velocity. We have a lot of dirt can go through it. We can shovel as much as you can at it, but we're getting a lot of buildup because I went wide with it. So there's two 12-inch matting side by side, so they're 24-inch boxes. The 24-inch boxes aren't necking down to produce the velocity to then push all that dirt out of the way, and it's building up, so we're not seeing as it's not as efficient as it should be. Once it's there, I mean, fuck, dude, that thing's gonna be wicked. It's gonna be awesome. But that's the reason I'm not using that big one right now. Also, it takes 3 people to run it, and I'm by myself. And it's a 1,000-gallon pond, so it's just having to get the water. Oh, Neil, I did get another 250-gallon tote, so we have a total of 1,000 gallons if need be. But it takes time to go to the water station, fill up each tote. That takes time. So for 1,000 gallons, 2 trips with 2 tanks each was costing us about almost 2 hours from taking it over there, filling up, getting back, dropping the water, and then doing it again. It's the process just to fill that thing up. And then we're also in winter, and the last time we ran that in winter, the whole pond froze over with, I mean, it was pretty cold. We had about 2.5 inches of water. 4 water tanks heavy, yes. So we have a trailer that we can hook them onto, which works pretty well. But the yeah, it's a lot of weight to be toting with a 1,500, you know, a half-ton truck. That's a lot of water, a lot of weight. So pros and cons to it. If we had a area that we could just get water a little easier, it'd be sweet. But with all that weight in that water, and you know, we can't lose it. We can't afford to lose the water. The water's not expensive out here, but it's the time to go get it. So the time lost from having to go fill up more tanks, you know, you're down on time like that. No rain, too bad. You can collect it. It's rained quite a bit out here, but by the time you collect it, if I were to keep it in the pond, it would evaporate anyway. It gets too hot to really keep the water. I'm going to try to run the rest of this dirt through this machine before I clean it up. Reason being, I want to find something. I don't want to take the time to lose anything either. So then after I get done with that, I will rerun these 2 buckets of the cons that have fallen into that classifier just to see if anything's collected in that as well. check the back ends here now that it's nice and full. Nope, nothing falling off the back end, so we're good. That's nice. So I know you guys see me sticking my hand up in there and doing one of these with it. There's the way the water hits in there, it's circulating some of that rock back into that back corner. So I have to break it up and let it go down the riffles as well. I think we're doing pretty good here. That's all I got left of the bucket. So, there it is. All right. So after we're done panning this last bit out here, we do this last cleanup. I can take you guys for a little stroll, and you can see exactly what we've been working with. And then once you see what, you know, where this dirt has been coming from, you'll understand the whole theory behind what we're trying to do here with classifying this dirt down for the dry washer. Don't have a lot left. I should be done with this next 30 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna keep pushing through it, try to find whatever's left in there. It's a lot. My boats are a little fucking wet, but whatever. trying to power through the rest of this dirt here. Give you guys an actual good cleanup. Well, almost got through it all. There is too much dirt inside of that bin for that to keep going. Sweet. I mean, for what's left, it's not too bad. All right, well, I can't get any more dirt through that thing because I'm out of room in the water bin. So, that's nasty. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Maybe if I can get a little bit. Take this, put it in here. Clear out some of that from it. Maybe I might give me just enough. Let's see. That's not enough water left. So. I've got enough to clean this out and see what we got in this stuff here. So, I mean, almost a quarter of a yard of dirt through this high banker. That's pretty freaking good. Now let's see what the miner's moss caught here. Quite a bit of dirt. Nothing in the miner's moss, which doesn't mean there's nothing in it, but let's check this out. All right. This will be the final cleanup. Turn you guys a little bit, see what's going on here. Nothing as big as that second cleanup for sure. Just one little small piece at the top there. Nothing crazy, unfortunately. But I will show you guys everything we've found in that snuffer so far. I'll get some clean water and then dump that out in there so you guys can see that. I'm gonna do that away from the giant puddle that I've been standing in for who knows how long. All right, so obviously nothing crazy with what I pulled from that, but that's also only a little bit of dirt compared to what we usually run. This is from our dry washing, a little bit from the high banger today, but mainly all dry washing. And this is only, I think, 3 runs of dry washer, and this is wet dirt too, so it's, don't expect a full pan, but that's a couple dry washer runs right there. And that's with the small dry washer and non-classified dirt. So, show you guys again. Take a nice little peek at some of that. That's roughly, I want to say it's a little over a gram right there. Nothing nuts, but typical to what we usually find dry washing. And there's some bigger, chunkier pieces in there too. I mean, like, oh, that guy right there, that's nice little picker size right there. I mean, we do a lot better dry washing than we will with the water out here. That's why I wanted to show you guys this, so you could really see what I meant by what we're finding dry washing compared to what we're doing there. As you can tell, just scooping out through there. I might have lost some. I'm not saying I didn't. It's I was running it pretty hot. But like I said, I'll take you guys for a little walk here, and I'll show you one of the sites we've been digging at and what we're actually doing down there. Probably use some of this freaking arm, dude. Ever wash your hands with Gold Pan before? I'm gonna need a shower. I think that's good enough. All right, let me. I'm gonna grab a road beer. All right, so let's take you guys for a little stroll here. Got my road beer. I don't know how great the service is down. Well, it's good enough. We've live streamed down there before. Not too far of a walk, but I'll show you. It's give you a good idea of what we're working with here. It's a lot of land to cover, but with the tractor it helps. We're able to move a lot more dirt, classify it, and then once this dirt dries out enough, we can actually run it properly. It's been a struggle for the past couple months, like I've talked about, with having to go through and dry wash and then let it dry out and then do it again. So the one with the most gold wins. Yep, yeah, that's the whole point of this. So luckily the grizzly's still standing up there. I left it over there so you guys could see that grizzly too and understand what I'm talking about with the grizzly situation. Oh, yeah, that's nice. All right, we're right here. So up here is the dig site. You see that metal thing over there? That's the grizzly itself. So what we did in this spot, we tested it first, dry washed it, found some really chunky gold out of this. So we were I wouldn't say dying out on the last spot, but it's time to put that one to rest and finish up the rest of the dirt that we have and then move on to a new spot. So this is it here. This is our new spot. That's that grizzly I was talking about. All this dirt here has been piled up. All the shrubs removed. Only thing that's left standing in the way are Joshua trees. We don't mess with the Joshua trees here. That's a big no-no. But this is what we're doing. So this is what the grizzly's done. We take the tractor, scoop the dirt from the pile, and then dump it through. As you can see, this is some of the bigger rocks I'm talking about. That's the stuff that's coming off the edge. All of it's pushed aside. There is still some dirt there, obviously, that probably should get re-ran through, which it's not going anywhere, so I can. But that's it's a lot of dirt right here. I mean, you can see from this pile, turn your guys around again. That pile there, that's all been pushed down from up in here. So as that's got pushed down, we piled it up, and now it's starting to get ran through this. So as that's getting ran through, we just kind of inch this thing forward a little bit, and then we have a giant pile to mess with. And with it being classified dirt like that, we set up the dry washer right in front of it and just dig straight from that pile into the dry washer and process the dirt that way. It's going to be a lot more efficient. It's going to be way easier to do than actually taking the dirt out with the shovel and dealing with some of those bigger rocks. I mean, just this, we did a little test here with this dirt, and you can see this is our header pile. These are some of the rocks we're picking up with the shovel. It's backbreaking. We don't want to keep doing that. We're going to wear ourselves out, and we're not going to be able to do this as much. So by processing it with the tractor, we're using technology to our advantage, and we're able to move way more dirt than we're typically used to. Let's see, try to catch up here. Dirty, go near that Joshua tree or cactus, but don't mess with them. Yeah, exactly. These, I don't know if you guys really been around a Joshua tree, but I got one right here. This guy's really cool looking, right? But then you look real close, and those suckers hurt, dude. They're real spiky, especially when you get one in their head when you're not paying attention. But the Joshua trees are protected, so we don't mess with those. We keep them alive. The only time a Joshua tree ever comes down is if it's already been down and dead. We don't, even if it's still standing and dead, we still don't screw with it. But that guy there in the middle, he's going to be a lonely Joshua tree for a little bit. All of his yucca friends have been taken apart, and all the shrubs have been taken out of this spot. Clearly, a lot of dirt been moved here, and that's just top layer overburden. That's not even really dug down. I've got a little bit that we've dug down into, maybe 6, not even 6 inches down. It's basically been all top layer that we've done away with. So it's a lot of dirt that we still have to move. Luckily, this spot also gets a lot of sun, so hopefully this dries out sooner than later. You can see some of that red dirt. That red dirt is what we're after. Just so you can see. So like you walk through here, you can see that red clay right here. It's all right in here. This little bench right here. And it's going to be within this. It's not going to be very it's not very predominant on the hillsides. It's more towards the inside of the washes. So the whole point is to rip out the guts of the wash, pull out all the gold, get down to that caliche layer. That's where all the big stuff sits. So that's what we're doing, is by clearing this out, we're giving ourselves working space, and we're also being able to push dirt to the side when we're done with it. Then after it's done, then this area can get reclaimed as well. That's a big thing a lot of people don't do, is reclaim the land after you're done working it, and they just leave it a big pile of crap. Well, that's not what we want to do. We actually want to make sure the land stays good as it was. It's not going to be better because we did rip out the shrubs, but it will be, nice looking after we're done for the most part. And then nature will take its course, redo some of the shrubs, plants will grow again, and it just ongoing cycle. But yeah, so grizzly, dirt behind the grizzly, and that's what we got going on, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't have much else to do here besides give myself a little bit of a horse bath in the at the campsite and get ready to start heading home. It's been a long weekend, but I'm gonna get everything else cleaned up here. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully some of you guys liked what you were watching today. Joe working on the big sluice troubleshooting, right? That's gonna be A little further down the road. I've got some ideas, but I need help with it. And being by myself is not as easy to work on that thing solo as it is with another person. But hopefully next weekend we do another live. I don't know if we'll be out here or maybe we'll do something back at my house. I got some rocks that I still need to cut, so we might do that instead of gold next weekend. But nonetheless, we'll be on. We'll be here. Thank you guys again for watching. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun, got a little bit of education out what's been going on here. Thank you.